Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting now.
Hey, girl, it's Thursday already. What happened? Where did the time go? I don't either. But I tell you, I'm really, I've had a great day because I rest a little bit. But then my week was so long. It was so long, but everything is good. So how was your day?
My day was good. Went to breakfast with a friend. I ain't gonna say it's the tree on the and we hadn't seen each other all week because we were busy.
Yeah.
It was a day of catching up and laughing and doing what we do.
And yeah, talking about these people.
And then
So
we slept. I slept today.
I was trying to, but I had so much to do, I couldn't get to it. So, but anyway, I'm going to sleep after this is over. So, listen, we have another fantastic show for you. And yes, Cheryl, the panel is amazing. We have, and we're going to always keep our young people attached to us because we need to be attached to them so that they'll know what's going on. And this election is crazy. And for whatever reason, it's really close.
Very close.
And I kept saying, I wonder why it's so close, because this man is an idiot. Why is it so close?
Very close.
But if it was her over the top, we wouldn't work as hard. So I think that's one of the reasonings that it's so close, so that we can keep working and we can keep pushing and we can keep doing what we need to do. So I don't even know where to start. Cheryl, you? My two favorite people in the world. Hey, Colin.
Our little brother.
How are you? Thanks for joining in tonight. He's out in California and he's making some things happen.
Really
when you sell everything in your house, give everything in your house away, and move to the other side of the world, God got you, and some things are going for it. Yes. So
you know what I'm so glad about that though?
What?
When God bless him and the blessings come down, I'm gonna be a part of his umbrella. I'm gonna just be sitting up there,
saying that's my little brother. How can I help? Can we carry your bag? He's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. He's amazing. So y'all should check him out. Cat TV. You heard me.
The new movie coming out too.
Do.
On his channel,
Cat TV. Yeah. So y'all follow Cat TV and support a brother, and he will support you. Trust me. So get into today's show, and we're still talking about why is it so hard for our Black? No, not all of you guys. Not all, but some of you Black guys. To vote for Kamala. And I actually heard a young man today say that she's not a real mother. She married a man who has kids already. And I want to say maybe it was yours. But anyway, just little things like that. Yeah. That is stupid. She was a single woman, without any kids. And how do you go and get somebody else's kids? Just like somebody else is taking care of your kids.
Right,
and I don't mean nobody no harm, because on that particular note, I saw an article where Black men were saying, as she become president, why don't she do a child support forgiveness? Like the student loan forgiveness. They want a child support. See, I couldn't get to his kids. His kids.
People shouldn't say stuff like that because we don't know why Kamala doesn't have kids.
Exactly.
We don't know if it's a medical reason. We don't know if it's by
choice.
So you don't know why that woman doesn't have kids.
Exactly. So, and it has to be her choice, because if it was medical reasons, today and time, it could have been, but it's her choice.
It's her choice.
And she wanted to be a president to take care of your ignorant stuff. Yeah.
See how we finished each other's sentence?
Yeah.
That's not what you was going to say.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you. But the point of that is, how dare you guys spit that out? I paid child support. I paid child support faithfully until the father passed. And then what I said, stop the child support. But that was my responsibility. That was my responsibility. I helped brought that kid into the world. And my thought was, let his dad take care of him and show him how to be a man. I could show him mother's love, how you're supposed to love a woman, but I can't show him how to be a man. But in order to do that, I had to pay that child support, but I never missed the payment. And I never regret it to this day. I say that's what we should be doing anyway. Nobody should have to tell us to take care of your child. And I know I went over and beyond, but that's another show. But anyway, I was so angry with that guy. I think if he would have been in the presence of me, or I'd have been in the presence with him, some stuff would have happened, because I know it always get me in trouble. I know it. It always do. But I just thought that was so unfair, and I thought that was so ignorant of a young man to make that suggestion. Child support forgiveness. I'm gonna forgive you, and you ain't gonna want that to happen. But anyway, so these are little things that you're hearing about. Exactly. So
try some of that nonsense up.
And I'm glad you said that, because another part of our show is to bring it to you who don't look at the news like us, but who don't look at the news, and there's stuff that you need to know that is going on, and the reason you should vote the way you vote. I'm not going to tell you not to vote for number 45. Maybe I'm lying, because you can't vote for him, but that's your choice. But I'm gonna give you reasons and show you exactly what you are missing from voting for number 45. What you gonna get if you vote for number 45? You're gonna get a headache.
Hey, Cassandra.
Hey, Sam. So you're gonna get a hot mess. Let me just say that you're gonna be able to work a lot of overtime.
Right.
Oh, but you're not going to get paid for it. But that's going to be your choice, because you chose to put that man in there. So I would just like to bring on our guests, and so we can get this dialogue going, because there's so much we need to talk about. So, hey, come on, everybody. Come on in.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Hilda.
Hi.
Manuel. He's there somewhere.
He's coming.
So, how was your day, Hilda?
It was great. Great.
Was great.
Mm-hmm. Started off with some pickleball.
Oh, you did, girl. Oh, wow. We got to get together, because I want to play.
Okay.
I want to learn how to play.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So we got that soon.
We gotta make a day.
Yeah. And then make sure you have the being gay, being gay and all that stuff right there waiting for us. Exactly.
In my bag, always packed.
Okay. All right. So listen, now that we know where we're going, we better go ahead and pack us some too. So I'm ready. I'm gonna learn how to play it. But Hilda, we were talking about a lot of stuff that took place, we'll say over the weekend and last few days back. And I know you and I were discussing the what was it called? The interview with Fox.
Oh, the interview at Fox News
with
Kamala.
Yeah. And that was a hot
mess.
Hilda's awesome. Oh, that's sweet. So yeah, we were talking about that last night, and I
think everybody was talking about that today.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And for the people who don't look at the news, I think we have a clip of what took place last night. What we have? Manuel, hi, honey.
Hey, how y'all doing? Sorry.
We good. How are you?
I'm doing blessed.
All right. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, y'all, I'm call myself a street entrepreneur, what I call that street politician. I'm giving the air quotes because people recommend the people on the street, you know what I'm saying, giving to the people you know, behind the camera and not always on the camera, you know. So that's the position I am in, you know what I'm saying? And also just entrepreneur out here grinding every day, a year straight in my trucking business. So amen to that.
All right. So a young man. So and we're so glad that you are here with us. And we were just talking about the interview last night with with Kamala Harris and Fox Idiot News. So I wanted you, Hilda, and to show us that clip so we'll know where we're going with that right there.
Oh yes, ma'am. I watched it too last night, so I already got a few.
So we already know what we're about to do. So if our Madam Producer, you'll play that clip and we'll handle this interview right here, because this was so funny for me because right. You. Okay. So what was funny about this thing is he didn't realize who he was talking to. Because no, he didn't. Because she sat there and she was so calm. And I told you to show the clip. Sure, type that in. So she was so calm. She sat there. She had her legs crossed. Her tone was really nice and careful, and you know, it made you pay attention until until he tried to talk over her and tell her, show her another clip other than what really took place. That girl sat up,
on the edge of that
got
chair.
to the edge of that chair. It was like showdown. It was about to go down. And I was
gonna stand up in a minute.
Okay, and if she stood up, that was gonna be some stuff. They would have said, "Yeah, everybody, let's get this vote. Let's get this vote going on," because that's not how.
He was trying to overtalk her. He was very disrespectful.
Yeah, to my respect.
Okay, I will watch the clip.
Okay, Fox News, you have a problem. You need to address this. This was one of the most egregious things in this interview, if not a flat-out lie that you aired. Watch.
Are they misguided, the 50%?
Listen,
Are they stupid? What is it?
I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within that he has repeated when he's speaking about the American people. That's not what you just showed.
Well, he was asked about that specific...
No, that's not what you just showed. In all fairness and respect to you,
that was the question that we asked him.
You didn't show that, and here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it. And this is what is at stake.
So here's the problem with that. She's right. This is what Donald Trump actually said.
Well, the people from within, we have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
Now, Fox News, Unless you address this, you're doing the American people and your viewers a disservice, because the people in your media bubble echo chamber will never see the truth. You put on television a flat out lie. Are you going to fix it?
Oh, okay. So, hey. I see you, Ben. I see you. That's the part that I'm talking about, is that you're going to lock somebody up because they don't agree with you.
Because they disagree. Mm-hmm.
They disagree with you. Can we say, I disagree with you and you're going to lock me up? What kind of mess is that?
That goes all against the American.
It's called dictatorship.
Dictatorship. And it's so unreal. It's so unreal. I just can't. Every time I look at it, and when I see her come to the edge of the seat, she's like, you ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna have this. But he did come back and listen what he said. Toya, play that clip, please.
I actually think this is a different take. I think she had a mission that she wanted to do, and maybe she wanted to have a viral moment. She wanted to have a pushback. She came to Fox News and she wanted to have a go after Donald Trump viral moment that plays on a lot of other channels and on social media. And I think she may have gotten that.
Okay. That was what she was supposed to do. You tried to push her in a corner, and she wasn't. She was coming out that corner swinging, and she only told the truth where you were lying about Trump saying this and what he didn't say, and he said he was going to do this, and Cassandra said Fox had this finest lies. So how do we stop that other than what? Voting. That's how we beat them, other than voting.
But another thing is, young people hear that, and we always tell them watch the news.
Right.
But I want them to watch the news and then research what you hear.
Yeah.
Research what you hear. Mm-hmm. Just because he says this, the commentator says a lot of things. Research it and find out if what he's saying is true. Find out for yourself.
So what do you take on that, Emmanuel?
Me personally, I feel like they're gonna always try to be biased towards Black people. So to see a female in power,
I really
know
want
a Black queen.
Go ahead. He's freezing, buffering. So yes.
I do apologize. Is it better
okay.
now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Repeat what you said.
Okay. They always tried to put Black people in the corner in America. So to see a Black woman in power, I think it's just shaking up a lot of people's seats. So, he must don't know the power of Black women. And me raised by a single mother, I definitely can see where she's going. How America definitely need a mother's touch at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So
yes. There's no other way that we could announce it. There's no other way that we could say this, and it's exactly what you said. And these are some of the things that we say back to Black men, period. And then I don't say it quite as elegant as you just did. Yes, but the bottom line is half of us somewhere down the line have been raised by a woman, and as I said last week and today and the rest of the week, whatever, you turned out okay. So why can't a woman be the president of the United States and take care of multiple things? Because I don't mean exactly, I don't mean men no harm, but we do multitask. But it's okay if a man runs the presidency and screw up, then you take another man behind him to try to fix what he's broken, and then you take another man behind him to say, oh, okay, well, this is okay, but I'm gonna destroy what you have prepared for me. I don't want that. So if she's saying that she is not the president, or not going to be the president for just a Democrat, but for the people, she is the president for the people.
I love when she said she is not going to do a Biden's presidency. It's going to be her own.
Her own.
Yeah, she's not gonna.
And then you keep trying to go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think we missed
the Biden thing, because I was feeling like at first it was going to be a repeat of the Biden campaign, but once she opened up and gave her a game plan, and just when you really look at it, we all in the middle class, working class area, so she ain't doing nothing trying to give a break to those people, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a little different if you can truly listen to a game plan, but she can't execute it if she keep being talking over.
Exactly, and they won't allow her to say a word. You're absolutely right. What were you saying, Ben?
It's a case of a woman can't be what a woman is, because you guys have been, and I mean it to the three women here, y'all have been mothers, sisters. You know why I'm on the show tonight? I just got out of the hospital yesterday. I got on the show because my sister said you better make a way to be here. You know what that is? That's a promise, not a threat. She's gonna do exactly what she said. Now we hold our women high in authority. Now, except for men who are soft and have been cradled and rocked to sleep, and now last 2 weeks ago, y'all asked a very important question.
Yes.
And I want to go way back to 2 weeks ago. Why won't 35-year-old men vote for a black woman? Because they have been just trained to be mama's babies, but not mama's men. They're still soft, and I know I'm gonna reap all this. And please hear me. This is not all 35-year-old black men, but y'all bullied a man 2 weeks ago. Every woman on this panel bullied that man. He would get ready to say something, and y'all would just cut him off. Now, you know why? He was not used to speaking when a woman is speaking. And according to his manners, that's what he went by. But in today, where we have to live according to the rules. Now listen, Kamala Harris could have been a white woman, and I would still vote for her.
Right.
Not because she's white and not because she's black, but because she's the best candidate.
Yes.
I'm saying that. She's the best candidate for America today. Correct. Y'all have questions, and the men don't give an answer to signify what y'all saying. The question is, why are men afraid to vote for a woman? For too long, men have run America into the ground.
Yes.
Black men, white men, it doesn't matter. Our kids are confused now on what they can say, who they can be. You have a young man, Emmanuel. I've never met him, but guess what? Emmanuel's not trying to work off of my laurels or whatever I've done in America. He's working his own soul salvation. He's doing his own thing to provide either for himself or for his family.
Yes.
And so we've always we've always kowtowed to yas and boss. We's gonna be all right, boss. We's here, boss. Whatever you say, they are used to the Donald Trumps of America. And now the new generation is used to being a man. We have changed. Listen. I'm 65. I'm not used to kowtowing to anybody but my daddy. And I wasn't afraid of my dad. I was afraid of my mama. You got to understand that. We've been raised by women of shrimp. Okay. My mama said, if you say one more word, and you knew to shut up.
That's it.
My daddy said, boy, what's wrong with you? And you told him, but you told him in a very respectful way. Yes. All but Linda. I want to make that clear. So when we're looking at today's society, now, who's raising our children?
Yes.
Nobody.
The internet.
Our women have gotten even soft. I'm gonna say that. I don't mean it. Not all our women, but that mama that used to say, "Boy, if you say one more word," or that mama. Remember how that Bernie Mac made the comedy scene where the old mama come down there with a thing on her head, with a blue bonnet on her head, her stocking on her feet, and she just swaying and going from side to side. And they say, "Who mama is that?" And you the quietest thing in the classroom.
Exactly.
Because you know your mama is on campus. People see a whole nother you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? People see a whole nother you.
Yeah.
Who mama that is?
Yeah. That ain't that's
your mama.
That's yours. Now you playing like you doing the work.
That's your mama. Cause now you writing you know what your timetables. All before you ain't no 2 + 2. But when mama come on campus, cause daddy gonna get it when he get home.
Yeah.
But when mama came on campus, it made a difference. Kamala Harris came on campus,
and she's making a difference.
Listen, black men have to go back to their roots. The men worked the fields. Mama and them had to work. They had to work massa now. And if we look at it in reality, Donald Trump is part of massa. And he always wants to be massa.
Yeah.
Because he wants everything done his way.
His way.
He'll lie. He'll cheat. Listen, Donald Trump don't just disrespect black women. Y'all got to remember what he said his first term around. I can walk out into the streets right now and feel any woman I want to between her legs, and nobody called him on it.
Right.
I'm going to stop because there's a lot that I really want to say. I just don't feel good. But my sister said you better be here. See, I bet she want to cut me off. See, bully. That's great bully.
He's going to be women's protector.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll wait on that.
So going back.
Go ahead.
Sorry, going back to the interview with Brad Baer, I did some fact checking, and I wanted to touch on that. So at one point, Bayer said that the border bill would have let in 1.8 million immigrants a year. But that's not accurate. Immigration experts have said the failed Senate bipartisan border security bill would have given the executive branch emergency authority to bar most immigrants from seeking asylum if unauthorized immigration at the border reached an average of 5,000 encounters a day during 7 consecutive days. Encounters data tracks how many times officials stop immigrants, not how many are let in.
Right.
So Vice President Harris said border security bill would have hired 1,500 border agents. That is true. The bill, which failed to pass the Senate twice, would have given the Department of Homeland Security billions of dollars for immigration and border security measures. Specifically, the bill would have given U.S. Customs and Border Protections $584 million to hire more personnel and $139 million for U.S. Border Patrol overtime pay. It also would have allowed the department to hire people a lot faster. The White House fact sheet said the bill would have added more than 1,500 new Customs and Border Protection personnel. I have another one here. Vice President Harris said she does not support decriminalizing illegal border crossings. In 2019, when she was running for president, Harris raised her hand at a Democratic presidential debate when a moderator asked candidates who thought crossing the border without documentation should be a civil and not a criminal offense. The conversation about decriminalizing illegal immigration at the time revolved around Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy, which led to the separation of children and parents arriving at the border together, at the U.S. border. Then Trump described American soldiers' brain injuries from 2020 attack as headaches. Vice President told Bayer that when we had an American military base that was attacked, where American soldiers suffered traumatic brain injuries, Trump dismissed them as headaches. That is true. That was correct. Harris was referring to January 8, 2020. Iran attacked on U.S. soldiers in Iraq. More than 100 soldiers were diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries, according to the Pentagon. Trump has repeatedly called the injuries headaches in his Trump rallies. Mm-hmm. And then finally, Trump talks about an enemy within, referring to the American people.
That's it. That's where we headed.
And states that he would turn the American military on the American people. In a Fox News interview on October 13, Trump said he believes the enemy from within would cause chaos on election day, suggesting that it's a problem that the National Guard or military may need to handle. Trump added onto the comments widely thought to be about Democrats and others who disagree with him, which is something we mentioned earlier.
So all of that, everybody was, or not everybody, but people were saying that Vice President should have been running the border. She let all these people in. Nobody went to civic class to understand that she had nothing to do with nothing. She had no power. She had no power. So she didn't have any power to do anything. And this one man who has the power over the Republicans who are not, he's not even in the chair. He ain't nowhere near the chair, but they stopped anything that she would have been doing, or her assignment was to do the border. He said, no, we're not going to do that. Y'all wait until I get in. Exactly. So he had the power to block, and he wasn't even in the chair. That's the part that aggravates me, is that you're not, and as Ben just said, these men are such wimps. It doesn't even make sense to me. Now, I say, now this me, I ain't heard nobody else say it, but you going to New York, Trump, to do a rally in New York, and then we need to do some research about what took place in 1939 when the KKK did some things. And if we look at where Trump does his rallies, they're all around those particular kind of cities. And that just means maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. But if you research it, why would you continue to go to those places? Why would you continue to tell people, I don't care about you, I just want you to vote? Now, Trump said something that I want all of his supporters to do, and that's to go vote on January 5th. I want him. I want them to follow his instructions and go January the 5th and vote. And we ain't arguing about that. Y'all go right ahead. And if the door is not open, come back and let us know. But these are things
Did he
like
say that in one of his rallies?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Go vote January. That's when he was standing up there rocking and carrying on with this music and all of these dumb things that he said.
He associated that date with January 6th.
Exactly.
The day he
called yes. That beautiful. How did he say it? It's a beautiful thing. Basically, is what he's saying. Paraphrasing it, but it was a beautiful thing on January 6th. Those people was gorgeous. That was the biggest crowd he ever seen. This man is so into the crowds. It's not even. It ain't even funny.
Crowds.
It was exciting. It was truly exciting.
So that part right there. Here's a question that was submitted to us. What do we think about Obama encouraging Black men to vote for Harris? So I'm gonna let you take this first, Emmanuel.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm with that. I don't know what's wrong with the Black man, but I'm gonna tell you why they won't vote. They got their women in the house on a chokehold. So you know what I'm saying? If they admit to that, you ain't go vote for Kamala, that's gonna set her free mentally, you know. So that's one reason that's just me thinking on the streets and just what I see why they want, and they just too stuck in the olden ways. And I don't know who taught them that way because wasn't nobody at home with them.
Okay, so welcome, Dozell Vanna, my friend. So you heard the question, or did you not?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Hey, Ben, everybody. What I think about Obama telling, encouraging? Well, I think I liked Roland Martin's response.
Okay.
Roland said that though Obama has the cachet to be able to go into the community, he should redirect it and do it a different way. He should lead that campaign into showing them what this administration, which she's a part of, has done specifically for Black people. Now, in doing so, you cannot say this is directed to Black men or Black people, because that would be that's a civil rights violation. But people know when you're doing things on a certain side of town, on a certain street, that when we're doing things that benefit primarily people, they know that that's primarily for us or other minorities. And that's all he's saying. We need to package it that way instead of more of a chastising way.
So, okay, Ben, go ahead. Do you have a respond to that? Because I'm ready for y'all. I got y'all.
Listen, I agree and disagree with everything that's been said. First, I want people to understand one thing. People criticize President Obama. Most of my friends, when I talk to them about President Obama, you know what their main criticism is? That he signed the gay right bill. Okay? I don't have a problem. He could have signed any bill he wants to. You're not going to be gay unless you're gay, because that's your opportunity to do what you want to do all the time. Okay? So when a man tells another man, here's what we should do, not just any man, but a man who's been in authority, who's had to go through the situation where people have criticized him, people have said he was a bad president for this reason or that reason. If London, your podcast manager said all you could do was talk about the positives of what Donald Trump has done, then she ties your hand.
Yeah.
So if the Senate only allows you to do certain things,
true,
your hands are tied.
Right. Correct.
So when you're used to talking to your people the way that you talk to them, like when you do a model call, you don't do it to please everybody in America. You don't do it to please everybody over here. You do it to please those who are with you. And if the people who are with you buy what you're saying, then they'll do according, no matter how you speak, because that's what we're used to doing. When you went to the old churches, our old Baptist churches, and now not the modern day Baptist church, because the people have too much to say. Not the modern day Holy Ghost church, because the people will walk out on you. It's too easy for us to walk out and quit on certain situations. Like I don't like what you're saying, I just quit. Why are we so easy to quit everything we start? Yeah. Because we don't want discipline the way it's supposed to be. We want everything given to us and Donald Trump is promising some people some crazy stuff, and they're buying it. What has he delivered to America's people?
Okay.
All right, let me rephrase it. What has he delivered to Black people?
Okay.
More hell, and more hell.
Okay.
Or leave it. And he don't care. And that's the bottom line. So when we fight against the truth, no matter how the truth is the truth. So if everybody tell me, Ben, you just flat out fat and ugly. It's the truth. It's the truth. I can't argue with that. Donald Trump has been telling us a lie every time that he's run, I'll do this and I'll do that. But you know what the biggest truth that Donald Trump told us is that his neglect for women, what he could do to women, and what won't do. Did y'all hear him say, how do you think of your daughter, your whatever bunker or donker or whatever?
Yeah.
What do you think about her? Oh, I would say sex, but
that's his daughter.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Come on. I know you're laughing at me, Reverend Bonner, but I don't know how to do it no other way but me.
Hey, okay, so let me say, and I know all of us have our views about this. And my thing was when I was talking to men about that topic is I felt like half of you all didn't have a daddy in your life. Well, all of us got somebody somewhere. There's a man that created you, but he wasn't in your life. And it was your mother, as we've already stated, that took you, guided you, made you into the man that you are. And most of you turned out pretty good from that single woman. So if your mother, your sister, if your mother had passed or anything, your sister stepped up. Your grandmother stepped up.
Right.
Your auntie stepped up. Why can't we step up? Because we've already allowed men to make a mess. She's still going to have to clean some stuff, even though Biden has given her a good hand. But it's just the fact that a man won't allow us to step in and do what needs to be done because we see it out of more than just two eyes. We see, oh, okay, so we need to go over here and we need to go over there and do some things. You won't let us be great. We'll never amount to anything in some men's mind, and some men will be Donald Trump and those kind of, because women are strong women. They're smart women, and we know because we got one running for presidency. Hillary could have been that woman, but it just wasn't her time. But she opened the door. And this is the time that Kamala needs to go in and step in and do what she needs to do. And we know she can be great. So if you just take a deep breath, take a deep breath and say, hey, we're going to push this lady. We're going to support her.
London Scott,
do it.
Excuse me for cutting you off.
Yes.
London Scott, Houston, take a deep breath. Because, I ain't gonna say
bottom line. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just say bottom line, you need to ask yourself, what will Trump do for me? And what would Kamala do for me? Anything. Kamala is going to do what she needs to do to help all Americans. Trump is going to do what he needs to do to help himself.
Yeah.
And his
but if she don't get enough, if she don't, and I'm not gonna do it all right, but if the Senate don't be in place, if Congress don't be in place, Kamala is gonna be handcuffed, just like Obama was, and they're gonna talk about her worse. See, I told you she couldn't do this. But
and then we're gonna say, you didn't go and vote.
Wait, no. Not the American people. Not talking about the American people. The people that are going to say it are going to be voters, but those are the voters who tied her up, who didn't go for like the Democratic parties. We have to have enough Democrats in office in order to run things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when we bypass some situations, when we bypass some stuff, we're saying President Biden. Let's just say, because he's not even a woman, he's a man. President Biden, he can't do anything because they're fighting tooth and nail.
Yeah.
The country is so far divided at this point in our lives, after coming out of slavery, after coming out of them stealing most of the stuff that they have, out of them taking everything that they want, after them as we as people. I love to have my 40 acres and a mule. In a day, I love to have that mule. Because we could have used them a little while ago. My body wouldn't be tore up on certain things. We're still living off of grandma prayers.
True.
We're still living off of those things. And so we're neglecting to think about that we still have to invest in our Christian life. We still have to say, Lord, have mercy on this young lady. Because she's going to age. She's a beautiful young lady right now. What is she going to look like 4 years from now when we put her through the hell? When we put her through the hell that she's going to go through. Mm-hmm. Because she's a fighter. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Reverend.
But I'm just getting out of Bible study. I'm sure at this point that you all have already had this conversation, but I was actually surprised 4 maybe 6 weeks ago. I was on a Zoom call with likely more. Almost everybody left-leaning Democratic group of people, maybe 50, 60 people, and probably split gender-wise, 30-30. And I was totally surprised to know that in 2024, some of our black men said that when they went out to reach black men in the community and have men talks with them, so many black men, young men included, are not ready to be led by a black dude. Does not think that a woman can lead the country. It's something, and I want to say to these guys, are you all aware of Sheba in the Bible? Sheba She was a leader of a country. She came to check out Solomon, and she passed out when she saw his splendor. So the leader on the call, who is a woman, said, there comes a time in life that if you just have an issue with somebody's gender or nationality, when you look at who the opposition is, it doesn't matter about gender, nationality, color, any of these things. This person could be genderless, no nationality, just a plain blank slate. And when you look at what they're running against, that should say it really doesn't matter. But I was totally surprised to know that so many black men, particularly young men. I know there's a religious sect in our community now that's very patriarchal and kind of lives in, I won't use the term misogynistic, but very patriarchal and is very male dominated and oriented. And I just surprised to see that.
But Rev, let me ask you and Ben, because you all are the senior here outside of Emmanuel. But where are our senior men? I'll say y'all got wisdom. I'm gonna say that. I don't know, but anyway, where do you all step in at? Why now are we just looking at the way a young man, brown, black, think about a female? Because if you all haven't taken that time and brought that to their attention, so it do sound hard that Obama was talking to him and he was talking down. He wasn't talking down. He was letting you know from a uncle, brother, a man of experience in this area who needed your guidance. Where are you all at in this time? Not just for voting.
Ravana, you want to go first?
Let me be real quick. Ben and I both have invested. He talked about his body being broken down. I just got off of the hot football field a couple of hours ago, where I'm not out there because I'm Vince Lombardi or Mike Tomlin, but I'm out there to pour into these young men. And at the detriment of my body, Ben talked about his body being broken. I work with him. Nobody poured into young men more and better than Ben Bryant did. So we've done our part, and some of our brothers, some of our young men are raised by in single parent homes. If you had, as you have alluded to, Ms. Linda, and I just have a hard time seeing how, particularly in the context of what Pastor Rhonda says when she says, "Look at the opposition." How you could even come to that as an issue? How couldn't that be an issue?
And I'm gonna follow up, Reverend Bonham. We ran a program called Mad Dads, Men Against Destruction, defending against. My mind just went blank. But listen, we had boys in there that didn't have. They were new to the country, and we had to break them all the way down to make them understand what a man was supposed to be like. And then we had young ladies who didn't have the mothers that the three of you had to teach them what it's like to be a mother. To this day, I coach girls basketball, and we're not addressing a lot of issues. But we get tired, and that's what happened, and that's what's happening to America, because the new leaders are not leading. We have girls. Our girls are turning to girls. Not going to get into why and all that kind of stuff, but they are. Our men are turning to men. Our young men are turning to men. Not going to get into the reason why, but they are. So we have to look at what's coming from home. I have a 16-year-old Haitian boy that lives with me. I don't know his mom. I know his mama now, but his mama didn't want him. She tried to poison him. She tried to put him side the road. And some kind of way he ended up in my house at 3 months. And ever since he's been 3 months old, I've been raising this young man. You know the difference between raising this young man and raising my children is because even though my bloodline understood what I wanted them to do, his bloodline is different from someone who came from America. It's like trying to wipe his mind clean, but he still has to grow up around his society. The kids that he hang with, they speak the same language. And so our kids, we can't do what we did in our camp, 20 years ago, Reverend Bonham?
Wow. Yeah, don't tell it.
Y'all old. But okay, go ahead.
But that's what you asked. That's what you asked for.
Exactly.
So,
I wanted to know.
So what we did back then, we challenged every student. And I want to tell y'all a little incident that Reverend Bonham is not going to like very much. We used to hold court. And we used to, Reverend Bonham would take a busload of the other older kids out. And we had this one girl that everybody said, I can't stand her. I hate her. I really can't stand to be around her. And so on. So Reverend Bonham was gone out with the other classmates. They left this girl behind. And so when she came back, I told her to say, Reverend Bonner touched me. And when she said it, Reverend Bonner was lucky to walk out of there with his life. Listen, the boys, the girls, and we had to do it to prove a point that y'all say y'all don't like a person, but y'all never gave her a chance to come into your circle. Mm. And when Reverend Bonner had this, I said, Reverend Bonner, I got to let you go. I got to fire you. He was like, but what I did? He said, I ain't never been around this girl by myself. And she adamantly said, yes, you did. Slammed the door and walked out.
Wow, that was some good acting.
Listen, every kid in that camp, girl and boy, was ready to jump on Reverend Bonner. And he was younger and stronger than he is right now. But they didn't care. Am I lying, Reverend Bonner?
I pay to remember, yes.
Listen, so our kids have to be shown a way, but everybody's getting away because now we're in retirement age.
Yeah,
I get calls from Medicaid and Medicare. So am I able to do what I did?
With that?
Okay. Did you have a question, Linda?
For him? No, I was talking to Emmanuel. I wanted his take on that view. What?
Oh yeah,
my
view a little different. Only because I'm 31. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little baby still, but I'm still growing up in this thing a little different. So a lot of my stuff came like an old school man would. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bumps and bruises. I never really had too many men around me. You know what I'm saying? I got my aunt, but it's only certain stuff he know because, you know what I'm saying, he lived the same kind of life I live and switched it up a little bit. So I don't listen because I look at it as unvalid in a way, but valid, if that makes sense. Because it feel like we live the same life. It's relatable, but, you know, I want to be better, and I know I'm going to be better on some stuff like that, but I ain't never had the older generation to just break it down to me. My mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother have been the ones, my three-headed dragons for me. So it's like I look at it a little different. Like what needed and what man didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So I look at my perspective a little different and never biased. I'm always open to learn from anyone. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't just trying to get a handout from a man. And that's how these young generations think. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in a single parent household, knowing something, and then you try to bring somebody to certain change, and then they don't understand the change.
Hey, can I say one more thing, Linda?
Yeah.
Listen, in the old days, we couldn't bring anything into the house. Y'all remember them days? We didn't get cabinet searched and all that stuff, but Mama knew when something wasn't right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If Daddy worked all day, it didn't matter. Mama knew what was coming in the house.
Right.
And right now, young man, Emmanuel, listen. All you gotta do is sit down and talk to some people. There's an old man. If you go up under the tree where they playing checkers at, if they still have places like that, you'll learn a lot.
Yeah.
Because the old men sit there, they laugh and they joke, but they tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And everything didn't come through. Cause my daddy was a minister, so his force was you going to church. Okay, that's fine. But my mama was a realist. Everybody ain't gonna stay in the church. Now you could beat them, you could do this and but you ain't gonna make them be what. Once you get through with the beatings and carrying on, that don't mean they're gonna be in the church.
Right.
And you have two siblings here who would follow different roads, trying to get to the same place. I would love to see you and wish you were here with us, that we can mentor you, because you're one of the few, if I'm not, don't want to overstep my bounds, that can be taught some early things. From I think Reverend Bonner may be 2 years older than me, maybe a little bit more, but we still teach that first there's
No, go ahead.
No, first there's God. You always respect God. You always respect the women in your life. See, they're not the beating stones. They're not that person. And you respect you. A lot of men don't take the inventory. And the inventory is when you look in the mirror and see you. And ask yourself, what do you see?
Right.
Before you can see anything else, you got to inventory yourself. Before you can pass it on to your son, what am I passing to my son? We had a question back in the day. What did you send into the future today? This very day, what did you send into the future?
Yeah.
When you can answer that question, then you have some. See, if you sent nothing into the future, don't expect to receive
anything when you get there.
But if you send something to the future, no matter when that phase come out, it's there waiting on you.
Right.
But you got to send something forward.
Right.
Because nothing from nothing
leaves nothing.
So Donald Trump is nothing. He's never been nothing. He's been guilty. Listen, how can Donald Trump and America say Donald Trump is going to be great again? You know what's great about America for Donald Trump? Is that he's a convicted felon.
Convicted felon, yes.
He has not completed anything.
Nothing.
So how can he run
for
the United States presidency?
Exactly.
Because he's Donald Trump.
Yes.
So when listen, none of them had a lady on here about 2 weeks ago and said, if they finished everything that they were supposed to do, then they can get all their rights restored. They can do this. They can do this. He hasn't done anything.
Nothing. So there we go again.
To the real point, Donald Trump is not even supposed to be on the ballot.
Exactly. Exactly.
He is a convicted felon.
Yeah.
We have not said he's going to do probation. He still would have to do his probation period.
Bro, yeah, before he can go there. But here's the thing on it. It's so much that we could say, and I'm so glad all of you are here. But I really wanted to show. I wanted to commend Georgia for the turnout that they had on their early voting.
Yeah.
So I don't want to bypass that. I want to commend them, but I want to say to Florida and Texas that our early voting starts Monday, October 21st. I would love for our numbers to beat Georgia. I want that to happen because that's the competitive part of me. But I know we can do this, and it's very important that we do it. And I wanted to tell everybody to go to iwillvote.com/your state so you can see where you can go to your early, because early voting, you can go anywhere in that state and vote. So you don't have to just be in one particular place. So Florida and Texas, we need to get on board just like Georgia just did. They showed up and showed out. Again, we go back to the Senate race and all that kind of stuff. It's so much information that we wanted to put out there this evening. I wanted Madam Producer to go ahead and show clip number 4, I believe it is, with Ted Cruz and Colin Allred. That debate for them, if you don't mind.
It's time to finally tell the truth here. Senator Cruz just looked into a camera and lied to Texans about my position. Let's be very clear. You should look into the camera and speak to Kate Cox, who's watching right now, and explain to her why you said that this law that you said is perfectly reasonable, why she was forced to leave her 2 children behind and flee our state to get the care that she needed. Or look into the camera and talk to Amanda Zarowski, who's watching right now, and explain to her why it's perfectly reasonable that because she had a complication in her pregnancy and was denied care so long that she may never be able to have children of her own. Or to the 26,000 Texas women who've been forced to give birth to their child under this law that you called perfectly reasonable. It's not. This is not freedom. I trust Texas women to make their own healthcare decisions. You know, Allie and I have had 2 baby boys here in Dallas in the last 5 years. You're scared the entire time. You don't know what they're going to say. But I can't imagine if the doctor would come in, said there's a problem with the baby or a problem with Allie, but there's nothing I can do because Ted Cruz thinks he knows better. That's not who we are as Texans. When I'm in the United States Senate, we'll restore a woman's right to choose. We'll make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again. And we'll make these stories of seeing these horrific experiences going on all over our state something of the past. That's my commitment to Texans.
See,
he was brilliant.
He was, and I wanted the people who did not see that. And some of us don't be on TV like that, but I wanted us to see these different debates going forward. And y'all know about Ted Cruz when we had that last hurricane, that big one, and he took off and took his family to Mexico, and we didn't have lights. We was out without lights for months, and he out in Mexico having a good time, him and his family. So that showed you again that
and then when questioned, he threw his girls under the bus.
Exactly. So if he lied about his children, what he'll do about us? And then you see him with the smirk on his face now. So what? So that's why we have to go vote. And I'm not saying just go ahead down the line and just vote Democrat. Well, yes, I am. So
am I.
One of the dangers,
Kamala to succeed, we have to vote down the line. Blue wave.
One of the dangers we're facing is that the Lord forbid if the Republicans gain the Senate and Rick Scott is reelected here in Florida, he is making a strong bid to become the leader of the Senate, the president of the Senate. And Medicare and Social Security will fall right into the hands of Project 2025, and you can basically kiss it gone. He wants to privatize it. He's a businessman in the insurance in those industries, and he would love to get his hands on those for his own gain. He leaves the Senate then because he'd be a multi-billionaire. So
that's why we saying Florida and Texas.
Yes.
And Georgia. We have to make sure these people do not get back in the seat. We got to vote them out. There's no ifs, no ands, no buts about it. We got to take our people and vote. There's just no ifs. That's what we have to do. We have to, y'all. We have to. So with all of that being said, go ahead, Hilda, because y'all know we over our time. Go ahead, Hilda. We will, right? Because when we fight, we win. That is it. We fight, we win, and we got to be fighting, and we got to fight hard. And as the polls show, that it's a very close race. But at the end,
up and down,
we got to come across the finish line. So at this time, Sharilyn and I would like to thank everybody for coming in and for everyone tuning in with us tonight. It's so much, man. It's so much we still could talk about, but the clock on the wall said we got to go, y'all. So we look forward to seeing you all next week. And just remember, please remember, Monday, November 21st for Florida and Texas, early voting. Let's get our families, our kins, our people who we don't even like, take them to the poll. We got to do everybody. So black, brown, silver, gold, I don't care who it is, but take them to the poll so that we can vote. Know again that I'm not telling you to vote for one person. I'm just telling you to vote for the other person. Number, what's her name? Oh, it's a woman? Kamala Harris. Yes.
And I just want to let you know that fine young man, Emmanuel, that's Ramona Parker's son.
Say what?
Yes, that's Ramona.
He was raised by a fine mother, single parent woman.
Yes, Lord, that's our. Hey, my man. Anytime you want to talk, call Reverend Bonner. He's right there for you. No, I'm just joking. Man. Just call, man. My sister know how sick I am right now. I'm just sitting here hurting.
That's okay. You'll be all right.
There's so much that we need to say that we didn't say. But to young men like you, Emmanuel, God bless you.
Bless
God
you.
bless you.
And I am here.
All right.
Y'all come back next Thursday.
So again, go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page, everybody, and our YouTube, like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And we look forward to seeing you all on next week. Please, whatever you do, let's go out and early vote, get this out the way so that we could be ready for tomorrow.
Let's go get our voting out the way so we can encourage other people to go and vote.
Thank you. Oh, they say prayers, Mr. Ben. Prayers. They're praying for you.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
That's it.
Appreciate it.
Again, everybody, thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you all again next Thursday.